Hello and welcome to Unity Insights. If you are interested in developing games or applications using Unity, then this channel is for you. Today's video might be helpful as we are going to discuss about Unity scripting and we'll try to understand some default functions from Monobehaviour base class. For our new viewers, myself Somnath Chowdhury and I am a professional Unity developer. Whether you are planning to develop a game or application, you have to write script to achieve your desired goal. If you are interested to understand about Unity image component, then I have made a complete video where I have explained the properties with examples. Feel free to check it out. Let's jump into the Unity editor and explore Unity scripting. Monobehaviour is a base class that many Unity scripts derive from. It offers lifecycle function that makes it easy to develop with Unity. It always exists as a component of a game object, and it can be instantiated using add component. To create a new script, you can right click anywhere, click on create and then C# script. A friendly advice would be create a folder called script, and inside that you can have multiple subfolders. For example, if I want to create a UI related script, so what I can create here a folder called UI, and inside this UI I can create a C# script. And now you can give whatever name you want. For example, if I give UI manager for example, click enter, and now whenever you double click, okay, let it compile. Then it opens in your script editor. Among many lifecycle functions of Monobehaviour, I have listed down a few which we frequently use. Await can be used to create your singleton instance of your class here. Onenable checks if your script component is enabled. Onapplicationfocus checks if your application is in focus or not. Start function is only ever called once for a given script. Fixedupdate may happen less than once per frame at a high frame rate or more than once per frame at a low frame rate. It should be used to calculate your physics related calculations. Update is called every frame if the monobehaviour is enabled. For example, we can write code to move an object from point A to point B. Late update, this is also called every frame if the monobehaviour is enabled. Late update is called after all update functions have been called. For example, a follow camera should always be implemented in late update because it tracks the object that might have moved inside update. Ondisable checks if the script component is disabled. Ondestroy, if you are destroying the attached behavior in the game or a scene, it will automatically trigger onDestroy function, and whatever code you have written within this function will execute. Onapplicationquit, this function will trigger when you quit your game or application, and whatever code you have written within this function will execute. For example, if you are using a separate thread to execute something, you can stop or abort that thread in onapplicationquit. Okay, now enough of theory. Let's see in the script editor how these functions work. So what we can do, we can try writing AWA. Now you can see awake automatically came. You can just click enter. Now this is awake function called. Okay. So similarly, you can call on enabled, right, and click enter. So this is how you can call the functions. And inside that, if you want print something, you can put debug.log, and inside that within double quote you can write whatever name you want. For example, I want to print awake and then I want to print what the game object name. So for that I can use transform.name, right, and end with semicolon. So similar thing we'll try doing with the onEnable. We'll change it to onEnable and transform.name. Okay, so we'll try to write more for start and transform.name. Okay, to save time, I have wrote the functions here with some debug log. You can see it here. Okay, now to call this script, what we can do, we can go to Unity. We can create a empty game object, or you can attach to any game object. Okay, now let me give it a name. I'll call it as script. Okay, and then in the inspector, let me reset, and then this UI manager I'll drag and drop here. Right now, whenever I play, you will notice all the log, whatever I have written in the editor, will come here. Right, collapse it. Now you can see. Let me pause it. Now you can see awake function is called, and this is the game object name, which is script. Right, so that's what I'm trying to print here. So awake called once, then it called onenable, right, and then it checked for focus, if my application within focus or not, and then it called the start function. After that, fixed update and update, it kept printing, and then whenever I clicked here, this on focus is false. Right, let me try doing one more thing. Let me try commenting this two line. You can double quote, double slash to comment the lines. Right, and if you want to comment multiple lines, you can select and press Control front slash, Control Shift and front slash to comment the all selection. Right, Control Z, Control S. Now let me see how it prints. So now it will not print the update and fixed update. You can see awake function called onenable, on focus, still because my this game window is in focus, so that's why it is showing true, and start method called once. If I click here, now you will see the on focus will be false. You can notice here it is false now. That means my game window is not in focus. Now if I click back here, now it became true. Now whatever you want to execute within these functions, it's completely up to you. For example, on enable, you want to play a video when your game object is enabled, right? So in that case, you can write your play method, video play method here, and whenever your game object is disabled, you can call that pause or stop method here for the video. Similarly, for this on application focus, you can utilize, for example, if you have a background music or something, so whenever your game is within focus, you can play the background music, the ambient music, and whenever your game is not in focus, that time you can pause it or stop that music. So in that way, it's completely up to you what you want to use. To create a new method, like your own method, you can you can write in such way. For example, if you want to create a private method, you can write private, and then what is your return type? It is void. You can write void, and then your method name, right? So this is a method for a private. For example, if you want to create a public one, which you can call from anywhere, and if you want to create it as void, so you can write void and then public method. So you can call this method from another class as well, right? And within this, you can write your own logic. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I hope you got some insights about Unity script, and hopefully I'm able to explain how to create a new script, some default functions, and how to create your own functions. Now, based on your requirement, you can write your own function for your project and call them. For any doubt or question, please feel free to comment down below, or you can send me your query via email, which is displaying on the screen. Feel free to book a one-on-one intro call if you need any guidance or mentorship. The link is displaying on the screen as well as mentioned in the description. See you in the next video. Have a good time.